The internet is on fire right now. You've probably seen the headlines, the thumbnails with the shocked faces and that bold yellow text, Toyota's $17,999 Tesla killer is here. The claim is electrifying. A world-renowned brand, famous for its bulletproof reliability, is supposedly launching a car for less than 18 grand that will completely flip the EV market on its head and finally dethrone Tesla. They're calling it the BZ5, and the rumored specs are the stuff of dreams. Over 300 miles of range, revolutionary solid-state batteries, and a price that would make it the undisputed king of affordable EVs. But is any of it true? We've all been waiting for this, the moment a legacy automaker finally cracks the code and gives us a high-quality, long-range EV that a normal person can actually afford. So when these videos started going viral, everyone took notice. But something felt off. The promises seemed just a little too perfect. So we started digging. We've spent hours poring over official press releases, investor calls, and technical documents from Toyota. We cross-referenced every claim with reputable automotive journalists and industry insiders. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this viral hype. We'll break down the pricing myths piece by piece and compare the fantasy specs you've been hearing about to what Toyota is actually planning for its 2026 lineup. The truth is way more complex, and honestly, a lot more interesting than the clickbait. Stick with me, because you're about to find out what this all really means for the future of affordable EVs. Let's be honest for a second. The idea of an $18,000 Toyota EV isn't just appealing, it feels like the answer to a prayer for millions of us. It taps directly into one of the biggest frustrations in the modern car market: price anxiety. For years, we've been told that electric vehicles are the future. They're cleaner, quicker, and cheaper to run, but for most people, that future is felt stubbornly out of reach, locked behind a price tag that feels more like a fortress wall. The average price of a new EV in the US has hovered at a level that makes it a luxury item, not a practical choice for families or daily commuters. We see the sleek designs and hear about the insane 0 to 60 times, but then we see the price and the dream just evaporates. This is the exact nerve that the myth of the cheap Toyota EV hits so perfectly. It promises a solution to the single biggest barrier to mass EV adoption. It's not just about saving the planet, it's about saving your wallet. It's the idea that you don't have to be rich to drive a new, reliable, technologically advanced car. And the fact that this promise is supposedly coming from Toyota makes it all the more powerful. This isn't some unproven startup with wild claims. This is Toyota, the brand that built its empire on the Corolla and the Camry, cars that basically defined affordability and reliability for generations. This is the company you trust to start every single morning, to last for 200,000 miles with nothing but oil changes, and to hold its value like almost no other. If any company on Earth has the manufacturing muscle and engineering discipline to build an electric car for the masses, it's Toyota. They pioneered hybrid tech with the Prius when everyone else was still building gas-guzzling SUVs. They're famous for playing the long game, moving slowly and deliberately, and then striking with overwhelming force. So when you see a video claiming Toyota is about to drop a car for under $18,000, it feels plausible. It feels like the culmination of their entire philosophy. It's the promise of a revolution, not from a flashy tech company in Silicon Valley, but from the steady, dependable giant of the auto world. It's the car your parents would buy. It's the car you could recommend to a friend without hesitation. It's the EV that finally feels normal. And that's why this myth is so powerful. It's not just a car, it's the hope that the EV revolution is finally ready for the rest of us. Alright, so we've established why the dream of an $18,000 Toyota EV is so powerful. It's everything we want the future of driving to be: accessible, reliable, and affordable. Now it's time for a cold dose of reality. The car you're seeing in those viral videos, often called the BZ5 with a starting price around $18,000 for the American market, does not exist. It is not coming in 2026. Toyota has not announced it for the United States or Europe. To be crystal clear, we have scoured every corner of Toyota's global media sites, their investor portals, and every major auto publication from Motor Trend to Inside EVs. There are no press releases, no official announcements, nothing. The viral videos are, to put it bluntly, misinformation. So where did the story come from? This is where it gets interesting, because it's a perfect example of how a few real facts can get twisted into a viral sensation. First, the name and the price. There is a new affordable Toyota EV, and it does have a starting price that converts to around 18,000 USD. Here's the catch. It's a model called the BZ3X, and it was launched exclusively in China through a joint venture with the FAW Group. The Chinese auto market is a completely different world. It's defined by intense local competition, different government incentives, and lower manufacturing costs that allow for prices that are just impossible in the West. That car uses a battery from the Chinese company BYD and is built specifically for that market. It was never meant for export, and even if you could import one, tariffs and shipping costs would immediately destroy that attractive price. Second, the fantasy specs. The viral videos love to mention incredible range and, most importantly, solid-state batteries. And yes, Toyota is a leader in solid-state battery research. They've publicly stated their goal to commercialize these batteries around 2027, 2028. They've even talked about future batteries enabling cars with over 600 miles of range and 10-minute charging. But here's the critical piece the hype videos leave out. These are research and development goals. They're part of a roadmap for the future, not features in a car you can buy next year. The viral content mashes these forward-looking R&D goals together with the price of the China-only BZ3X, creating a fictional supercar. It's like seeing a concept sketch for a flying car and reporting it'll be at your local dealership next year for the price of a Corolla. The reality is, building a car for the US market is expensive. Safety standards, labor costs, shipping, and dealer networks all add up. A car that sells for $18,000 in China would almost certainly cost well over $30,000 if it were ever adapted to the US, and it likely wouldn't even qualify for federal tax credits. So the dream of a sub-$20,000 Toyota that kills Tesla overnight is just a dream, a myth born from a kernel of truth twisted for clicks and views. But hold on, don't go anywhere. Just because the hype is fake doesn't mean the story is over. In fact, this is where it gets good. If you appreciate this kind of no-nonsense analysis that cuts through the noise, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're all about the real story, and the real story of what Toyota is actually doing is far more important for your wallet than any fantasy car. Okay, so we've burst the bubble on the $18,000 myth. It's easy to feel a little disappointed, but I'm here to tell you that what's actually happening at Toyota is arguably more significant in the long run. Toyota isn't sleeping, they're waking up, and their official 2026 lineup, while not dirt cheap, signals a serious, calculated attack on the mainstream EV market. Forget the fictional cars. Let's talk about the real ones you might actually be able to buy. First up is the foundation of their new strategy, the refreshed and simply named Toyota BZ. This is the evolution of the BZ4X, and it's Toyota's direct shot at the heart of the market. The starting price is expected to land around $36,350. Now that's not $18,000, but it is a very competitive price. It's built on Toyota's ETN-GA platform and will likely offer a battery pack around 74.7 kilowatt-hours, giving it an estimated range between 236 and 300 miles, depending on the trim. Crucially, for 2026, Toyota is finally equipping its EVs with the NACS port, giving them access to Tesla's supercharger network right out of the box. The one catch is charging speed, which seems to be capped at 150 kilowatts, meaning a 10 to 80% charge will take about 30 minutes, which is not bad, but not class-leading. Next up is the all-new, all-electric Toyota CHR, projected to start around $38,450. This is where things get more exciting. The CHR is returning as a stylish, coupe-like crossover that packs a serious punch. Unlike the base BZ, the CHR is slated to come standard with a dual-motor, all-wheel drive setup producing a very healthy 338 horsepower. Toyota is aiming for a 0 to 60 time around 5 seconds, which is genuinely quick. The range is projected to be a solid 300 miles, and like its sibling, it gets that all-important NACS charging port. This is for the buyer who wants EV efficiency but doesn't want to sacrifice style or performance. Finally, we have the most rugged member of the family, the Toyota BZ Woodland. This new model, expected to start near $46,750, is a larger, more adventurous take on the BZ. It's longer for more cargo space and comes standard with all-wheel drive, a more traditional SUV look, and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It can even tow up to 3,500 pounds. This ruggedness comes at a slight cost to range, estimated at 260 miles from the same battery, a trade-off for its taller, more capable design. The BZ Woodland is for the family that wants to go electric but isn't ready to give up their weekend trips to the mountains. So this is the real story, not one mythical cheap car, but a three-pronged attack on the core of the SUV and crossover market. Toyota is playing to its strengths, offering variety, focusing on the segments people are actually buying, and adding practical features like supercharger access. It's not a flashy revolution, it's a methodical, pragmatic strategy. So, Toyota's real 2026 lineup is landing in the $36,000 to $47,000 range. That's a long way from $18,000, but it puts them right in the middle of the most brutal fight in the auto industry. They aren't just fighting Tesla, they're fighting everyone. Let's look at the rivals. For about the same price as the base Toyota BZ, you could get a Chevrolet Equinox EV, which starts around $35,000 and boasts a superior EPA-estimated range of 319 miles. For buyers with range anxiety, that number is a huge deal. Then you have competitors like the Volvo EX30 and Kia Niro EV, both starting around the $35,000 mark. They offer competitive range and, in some cases, faster charging speeds than Toyota's 150 kilowatt peak. And here's a funny twist. Toyota's own partner, Subaru, might be a huge competitor. The new Subaru Trailseeker is essentially a rebadged twin of some of these new Toyotas, built on the same platform. If history is any guide, the Subaru could be priced slightly lower, meaning you could get a nearly identical vehicle for a few $1,000s less, just with a different badge. But the comparison everyone wants to see is against the king of the hill, Tesla. The hype promised a car that would kill the Tesla Model 3 on price. The reality, the base Toyota BZ at around $36,350 is priced almost identically to the entry-level Tesla Model 3. This changes everything. Toyota isn't undercutting Tesla, it's going head-to-head. And on paper, that is a tough fight for Toyota. Let's break it down. Price? It's a wash. They're direct competitors. Range and efficiency? Tesla has a clear edge. A Model 3 can go farther than the BZ's projected max of 300 miles, and real-world tests consistently show Teslas are wizards of efficiency, squeezing more miles out of every kilowatt-hour. Performance. The standard BZ is about comfort, not speed. Even the peppy CHR can't touch the neck-snapping acceleration of a Tesla Model 3 performance. If speed is what you're after, Tesla is still the champ. Charging. This might be Tesla's biggest trump card. Toyota adopting the NACS plug is smart, but the supercharger network is a seamless, reliable, and vast ecosystem. Teslas can also often charge faster, meaning a 15-minute stop for them might be a 30-minute stop for the Toyota. Software and tech? Tesla's minimalist interior and industry-leading software with over-the-air updates are still years ahead of most legacy automakers. Toyota's catching up with bigger screens and wireless phone integration, but the core software and autonomous features just aren't in the same league. So where can Toyota possibly win? They're betting on a different set of values. Their biggest advantage is brand trust. For millions, that Toyota badge is the most important feature. It means peace of mind, a huge dealer network for service, and a car built to last. And Toyota has another ace up its sleeve, hybrids. For the huge number of people still nervous about going full EV, Toyota can offer something like the Prius Prime. For around $33,000, you get a plug-in hybrid with enough electric range for daily driving, plus a gas engine for a total range over 600 miles with no charging anxiety. This multi-pathway approach is Toyota's silent weapon against all-in EV brands. So, let's bring it all home. We started with a sensational story that was lighting up the internet. Toyota, the sleeping giant, was awakening with a revolutionary $18,000 EV to take down Tesla. As we've discovered, that story was a myth. The reality is that the $18,000 car is a China-only model mixed with future tech promises. Toyota is not launching a budget Tesla killer in 2026. Instead, the true story is one of a deliberate, pragmatic, and maybe overdue entry into the heart of the EV market. Toyota's real 2026 lineup is a trio of competent, well-equipped electric crossovers in the $36,000 to $47,000 range. The BZ, the CHR, and the BZ Woodland aren't designed to be sensational. They're designed to be Toyotas, reliable, practical, and familiar. They won't beat a Tesla in a drag race or on charging speed. They'll compete on brand loyalty, dealer service, and the quiet confidence that comes with the Toyota name. They are the safe choice for millions of loyal customers ready to switch to electric who are just waiting for a brand they trust to lead the way. So while Toyota isn't delivering the sub-$20,000 dream car just yet, their serious entry into the market will increase competition and push the entire industry forward. The real question is Toyota's strategy of steady progress enough to compete with Tesla's aggressive innovation and the incredible value from brands like Chevy, Hyundai, and Kia? What do you think? Is a trusted brand more important than cutting-edge specs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives that cut through the hype, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.